Welcome to my channel. Let me introduce myself. I'm Farsal Alberca and I've been in the IT industry for 10 years, with 6 of those years focused on cybersecurity. In today's session, I'll be sharing insights about Microsoft Sentinel and its key features. So sit back and relax and let's get started. So, before diving into Microsoft Sentinel, I'll first walk you through on what a SIEM is and what it does, as well as the role of a SOAR. After that, we'll explore Sentinel in detail. And to wrap things up, I've also prepared a demo to show how to enable Microsoft Sentinel. So, let's begin. Let us start first in what is a SIEM. So, a SIEM stands for Security Information and Event Management. So, a SIEM is a type of solutions that collects, aggregate, and analyze large volumes of data from organization-wide applications, devices, servers, and users in real time. So basically, a SIEM is a security solution used by organizations to collect, analyze, and monitor logs and events from different systems in their environment. Let's think of it as the central nervous system of your security operations. So it gathers all the security related data in one place. And because of this, it will help security teams understand what's happening across the entire infrastructure. So, what does a SIEM really do? So, a SIEM collects logs from different data sources and aggregates them, meaning a SIEM collects logs from different sources that will be like servers, applications, network devices, firewalls, uh, cloud platforms like AWS, GCP, and many more. And it centralizes all of these data or logs so that security team don't need to check each system individually. So imagine that you're in a security team, then you will need to go each resources to check their logs for uh any activities. Next is it provides correlation and detection. So ASIM tools analyze these logs and correlate events to identify suspicious or malicious activities. Just to give you an example, let's just say that there is an attempt to log in into your, for example, your Facebook or any social media platforms in different locations. So this is an example of multiple failed login attempts from different locations, which may indicate a brute force attack. So a SIM can help detect these patterns early. Next, it provides real-time monitoring and alerting. So a SIM provides dashboards and alerts that notify security teams when something's unusual is happening. This allows faster investigation to and response to threats. Then a SIM also provides incident investigation and forensics. So by storing historical logs, a SIM helps analysts trace what's happened before, during, and after an incident. So this is essential for troubleshooting and understanding attacks. So let's imagine that you're in a very large organization with many departments. There is a HR department, a finance department, an IT department, operations department, and so on. And this department is your data sources. Okay? Each department uses different tools and systems, and every employee of those department is working on various tasks every day. Now, to keep the company secure, you have a central security operations desk. This central desk is your SIEM. Okay, so each department, which is your data sources, they can be the servers, the applications, the devices, will send daily activity reports to your central security operation desk. So these reports can be your login attempts, file access, system changes, network traffic, etc., which is your logs. The central desk monitors all these reports in real time. Okay? The SIEM reviews these incoming reports 24/7. So, ensuring nothing suspicious is happening across any department. Now, if an HR reports unusual login attempts, and let's just say the finance department also reports a strange file access, and the IT department reports a disabled security control. A SIM or the SIM correlates these events and detects that these are not random attacks. They might be a part of a coordinated attack. So the SIM will be able or has the capability to detect this kind of coordinated attacks. So there will be an instant alerts to corporate security. So when a SIM notices something that looks like a threat, it immediately alerts the SOC team. Just like the central desk, notifying security officers of potential internal or external risk. Okay. Then after that, it will keep detailed records of investigation. So if an incident occurs, the SIM stores all logs and activities, allowing investigators to trace back exactly what happened and who did what. So in the slide, you can see that the SIM solution can help the organizations by, as I mentioned earlier, it will gain visibility into their security posture by centralizing and analyzing data from disparate sources. So it will collect logs from different data sources, then analyze those logs. Then, once logs are being collected and analyzed, it will detect and identify potential security breaches and threats in real time, minimizing the risk of compromise. Then it can also help the organization by investigate and triage security incidents efficiently, reducing the time and resources required for resolution. The SIM can also help the organizations to comply with regulatory and industry specific security standards and frameworks. So, these are the key components and benefits of a SIM. So, log management. So, it collects logs from different data sources, event correlation, then correlate those logs, then incident and response and monitoring. So the benefit, expanded visibility, enhanced threat detection, improved SOC efficiency, centralized investigations, and efficient response. So how a SIM works? So it collect logs, analyze those logs, create a detection rule to detect any uh, anomalous activities. If detected, it will notify the SOC team, and the SOC team will investigate. All right, that is for SIM. Then let's go to what is a SOAR. So SOAR stands for Security Orchestration, Automation, and Response. So, if a SIM helps you see threats, then a SOAR helps you take action on those threats. So, by the word suggests, automatically, quickly, and consistently. So, what is a SOAR? Refers to a set of services and tools that automate cyber attack prevention and response. So, this automation is accomplished by unifying your integrations, defining how tasks should be run, and developing an incident response plan that suits your organization's needs. Okay? By using this SOAR feature, it will greatly help the security team in handling incidents. So, what does a SOAR actually do? So, it provides orchestration. So, a SOAR connects different security tools. So, that can be firewalls or endpoint solutions, email security, threat intelligence, yes, and more. So, instead of switching between tools, SOAR lets them work together. Next is a SOAR provides automation. So tasks that analysts normally do manually, checking IP reputations, isolating machines, disabling user accounts, sending alerts, can be automated by SOAR. And because of this, this will reduce workload and speeds up response time. So this is the part, guys, that I mentioned earlier, that it will greatly help the security team, and it will provide response. So a SOAR executes playbooks. Okay. So in Microsoft Sentinel, the SOAR capability there is what we call playbooks. So later I will show it to you during the demo. So using the playbooks, it will respond to threats. So an example of that is for automatically blocking a malicious IP, isolating an infected device, resetting compromised account, creating in service a ticket in service now, sending notifications via email or Teams in to the SOC team. So it will help. So SOAR will greatly help organizations react to incidents faster, smarter with fewer errors. Okay. So let's just say that earlier in our analogy for the SIEM is the Central Security Operations Desk. So the purpose of that is to monitor everything happening in the company. So the SOAR, let's just say that the SOAR is the automated emergency response team of the company. So when a central desk or the SIEM detects something suspicious, so like a forced door entry or unauthorized access attempt, it not only alerts the team but also triggers a response protocol. So that is a SOAR. Okay. So how do this fit in our earlier analogy for SIEM? So if the system detects smoke, let's just say a smoke detector detects some smoke, the SOAR automatically activates the sprinkler system, right? Then after that, it will notify all departments, lock elevators, and calls emergency services. But that is a SOAR. And let's just say, for example, there is someone who is trying to enter a restricted area. So a SOAR can automatically lock the door, alerts security guards, and revokes the person access badge. And Lastly, just like to give you a last example, what if someone tries to access confidential files? So, so the SOAR disables their account, sends an alert to the IT department, and files an incident report. So all of this is happening without waiting for a human to react. So in here, you can see that importance of SOAR. So data breaches are on the rise, contributing to the overwhelming number of alerts that put strain to SOC teams daily. So imagine that you're a SOC security team who is investigating not just tens but hundreds of alerts every day. That will be very tedious to investigate. Manually responding to this threat to these alerts can be time consuming, cumbersome, and inaccurate. So with the use of SOAR, not just it can greatly help in investigating incidents, it will also help the SOC team to focus on much more severe incident. Okay, so if there is an incident that is false positive, then we can use SOAR to automatically close that incident. So the what are the key components and the benefits of a SOAR? So as I said earlier, the key components of a SOAR is automation and orchestration. So the benefit is greater productivity, cost optimization, faster response, a centralized view of activity, easy collaboration and onboarding, and prevent evolving attacks. So how does a SOAR work? So orchestration connects internal external tools, including out of the box and custom integration so that they can be accessed from one central place. So this allows you to consolidate data and streamline processes, setting the scene for automation. So automation program tasks that they're executed on their own. So just like if there is a trigger, an incident just that was just created, which is SOAR playbook in Microsoft Sentinel has the trigger that if there is an incident generated, then it will trigger this playbook. Okay, and that playbook can be, for example, automating investigation by providing uh, detailed uh, detailed informations regarding the incident, which can greatly help the security team during their investigation. And orchestration and automation lay the foundation of AI-powered incident response, so resulting in faster, more accurate response and fewer security issues to remediate. So basically, if you're going to use a SOAR features here in Microsoft Sentinel, you can always have the choice to integrate that playbook to an AI platform. Just the big example for that is the security copilot, which can greatly help in investigating and remediating an incident. All right. So you have discussed what is a SIEM and what is a SOAR. Then let's move to what is Microsoft Sentinel. So Microsoft Sentinel is a cloud native SIEM and SOAR solution built on Azure. So that that means Sentinel is both a SIEM and a SOAR. So a SIEM because it collects, analyze, and correlate logs to detect threats, then a SOAR so that it can automate responses and runs playbooks to handle incidents. So it will help help organizations strengthen their security posture by giving them the full visibility, advanced analytic threats detection, detections, and automated incident response. Okay, so what is the key features of Microsoft Sentinel? So, just like a traditional SIEM, Microsoft Sentinel can collect data from any data sources. That can be resources native to Azure, that it can be to third-party security platforms, Azure on-prem servers, multi-cloud like AWS and GCP, Microsoft 365, intra-ID logs, firewalls, threat intelligence, and platforms. So we can also integrate, or Microsoft Sentinel has the capability to collect logs from different threat intelligence platforms. For example, MISP. So this makes it a centralized log platform for security. Next feature is analytics and correlation. So just like traditional SIM, it analyzes those logs and correlate. So Microsoft Sentinel has built-in detection rules, which is called analytic rules, that detect threats by correlating events across different systems. So uh, just to give you an example of that, like Microsoft Sentinel has an built-in rule that can detect impossible travel, brute force attacks, privilege escalation, suspicious user activity, and so on. And it is just not a built-in analytic tools. You can also create your own custom KQL-based analytics for advanced detection. Next, if you're into hunting, then Microsoft Sentinel also has threat hunting. So Sentinel includes powerful hunting tools using custom query language. So KQL is the language being used in Microsoft Sentinel. So security analysts can search for indicators of compromise, proactively hunt for suspicious patterns. Okay? Then Microsoft Sentinel can has the features to investigate and incident management. So Sentinel automatically groups related alerts into incidents. So the Microsoft Sentinel during the investigation has what is called investigation graph. So investigate incidents using visual investigation maps. So to see which accounts, IPs, or devices are involved. Okay. Next is automation with playbooks. So the SOAR capability of Microsoft Sentinel is what we call playbooks. So playbook runs using logic apps. So you will so these logic apps will be used to automate responses. So just like for example, auto blocking of malicious IPs in a firewall, disabling compromised user accounts, sending teams or email alerts to security team, creating incidents in ITSM tool like ServiceNow, and collecting forensic data automatically. So because of this, it will reduces manual work and speeds up response time. Microsoft Sentinel also has the user and entity behavior analytics. So it can detect abnormal user behavior, insider threats, compromised accounts, and anomalous logins or access patterns. So UEBA can add behavior-based analytics, so not just rule-based alerts. Next, threat intelligence. So Microsoft Sentinel can also ingest logs from different threat intelligence platform. So just like for example, MISP, I, ISAC feeds, or a custom TI feeds. So Microsoft Sentinel has that kind of feature. And lastly, Microsoft Sentinel can also provide dashboard and reports using workbooks. So Microsoft Sentinel has visual dashboard called workbooks. So it is used for monitoring logs, visualizing detections, and also matrix, network traffic trends also, and many more. All right. So just to give you a overview of what we have just discussed in Microsoft Sentinel. So Microsoft Sentinel is a SIEM plus a SOAR plus a UWEB, user entity and behavior analytics plus threat intelligence. So it is all in the cloud. And because of this, it can greatly help organization detect threats, investigate incidents, automate response, hunt for attacks, and operate an efficient SOC security members. All right. Whew. So that's all for our what is a SIEM, Azure, Microsoft Sentinel, and its features. So let's go to our demo. So here we are in our Azure environment. Now, the very first thing that we need to do is to create the log analytics workspace. This is where our logs will be stored, and Microsoft Sentinel will be created on top of that log analytics workspace. Now, in creating the log analytics workspace, using the search bar, you can type in log analytics workspace, click on log analytics workspace, click on create, and in here, you can just provide the informations needed. So the name of the subscription or the subscription, the resource group on where you're going to deploy your log analytics workspace. So in here, I have already created a resource group for this demo. So the name is RG demo, or you can just create a new one if you like. The name of your log analytics workspace. So here I will just put in law demo and the region. Click on review and create and click create. So it will take a couple of minutes for the deployment to be completed. So we will get back once it is done. So here our deployment is now complete. So we can just click go to resource. Then in here you will see the overview or the informations of your log analytics workspace. So we have now created our log analytics workspace. So what we need to do next is go to Microsoft Sentinel, or you can, using the search bar, you can just type Sentinel, click on Microsoft Sentinel, and click on create. In the list of workspaces below, you will now be able to see the log analytics workspace that we created earlier, which is the law demo. If ever you're not able to create a log analytics workspace, you can just always click on create a new workspace above. So since we have already created the workspace, so we can just select the workspace that we created earlier, then click on add. And it will take a couple of seconds to succeed. So here, the Microsoft Sentinel is already added in our log analytics workspace. We have now successfully created our Microsoft Sentinel instance. Now, the very next thing that we need to do is to start collecting logs from different data sources. And how do we do that? By installing the solution from Microsoft Sentinel Content Hub, which I will discuss to you in details in the next video. After we have collected those logs, then we can now start enabling detection rules, which in Microsoft Sentinel, it is called analytic rules. After that, we can now start enabling workbooks and automation rules. So all of these features of Microsoft Sentinel, I will discuss to you in full details in the next videos. So thank you so much for listening and see you in the next video.